Hello and welcome back to the channel. I'm Leslie. Together with Quinzel, we make videos over the things we geek out about. Today is another episode in my organizational series. I'm coming to you to show you how to make the cute sparkly container you saw in the intro. For this project, you will need a glass container. I have several different ones in all different shapes I purchased from the dollar store, but I ended up choosing this one for this particular project. Mod Podge. There are several different types of Mod Podge, but this is the one I have experience in. I've used it before. Feel free to explore the different types and experiment on your own. Finely milled glitter. I didn't want big chunks, I said chunks, of glitter in this project, so I tried to find small glitter. I bought 3 different colors, and this color was closest to what I wanted. Clear acrylic sealer. It doesn't have to be Mod Podge, but it was what was available to me at the time. You'll also need a paintbrush, of course, to paint on the Mod Podge. For easy cleanup, I laid down a piece of wax paper on top of a cardboard box. It's easier for when I need to dump the glitter back into the container. The cardboard box is just to give me a stable workspace. So let's go ahead and get started. Got to clean up the area so I can actually work. So to start off, I'm getting things organized, and I'm going to go ahead and pour out a little bit of the Mod Podge to work with so I can easily use the paintbrush. You'll want to paint it on your container with nice thin strokes. Once one side is done, go ahead and pour your glitter onto the glue. Get it on there nice and thick. It's okay if there are patches that you miss. We're going to go ahead and do this twice. And you're just going to go ahead and turn it over and do the other sides. The important part of this whole first step is painting the glue, and that it's in thin, even layers so that your glitter sticks in thin, even layers. I tried this project out first, and while the container is acceptable, you can tell where I just painted the Mod Podge on a little too thick. Now, when I first did this project, I was concerned that the little container of glitter wouldn't be enough, but it's more than plenty, and I'll show you at the end, or at least try to show you, how much glitter I actually used. Now, if I could see into my camera, I would have cleaned off that edge of glue on the glass, but I couldn't. And to be frank, I'm not super chuffed about it. It's going in my bathroom, and the only person that would be critiquing it would be my husband. And quite frankly, he can catch these hands if he'd like to criticize my arts and crafts. Thank you. This is me trying to show you that even though I have one side left, there's still a ton of glitter left. Also note, you'll notice that when I go to paint, there's some glitter where I'm painting glue on. It's okay. It doesn't affect the final finish. Alright, at this point I leave it to dry for about 20 minutes or so, and then I paint on more glue and glitter. This is the result of the second coat of glue and glitter. You can see from when I showed you last, it's a little bit thicker. You don't have as many see-through parts. I also dumped the glitter back in the container, the leftover, and you can see that I've barely used a quarter of the jar. I let it sit for a little while after this. You may want to let it sit overnight, but I did this on a Sunday, and I knew I wasn't going to be able to get back to it during the week. You have to use this sealer stuff outside, unless you want to give yourself a headache and potentially pass out. So now we're outside with the sealer, and I'm just going to go ahead and use the sealer to spray all sides of the container. Once that's done, we'll leave it for 15 minutes. It was a dreary day. I don't know if you can tell or not, but I was concerned that it was going to rain, so I left it under the canopy where we actually sit. I did this a total of 3 times, and I let it sit for 15 minutes each time. I don't know where I am at this point. Like, what am I doing? Who knows? Anyway, this is what happens, you know, after it's been like sprayed 3 times and let sit for a bit, for a few hours actually. It's properly glittery and it's beautiful. Also, and if you can see, this is me trying to show you that there is no glitter coming off on my hands, as opposed to before I sprayed it, there was like still little glitter crumbs everywhere. You have to seal it so you don't get glitter everywhere. This part is optional. But the whole reason I wanted this glittery container was because I was watching Diana Gonzalez's YouTube page. She has a whole room of pink pretty things, and I saw a cup similar to what I'm making. I knew I could make one and do it decently cheaper because I had a lot of the materials on hand. Her cup had the Chanel inspired logo, so I reached out to a friend to see if she could do it for me. Let's talk about her for a minute. Z is the owner of Zebra Masks. She makes masks to sell, and for every mask she sells, she also donates a face mask to healthcare facilities, nursing homes, essential workers, and vulnerable populations. I'll leave a link to her store in the notes below if you want to pop in and look around. Thanks, Z. This is me trying to line up the decal, and in the end, it's still somewhat crooked. If you've never applied a decal before, there are tons of instructions all over the internet. It's a simple vinyl decal. You know, you peel it off of the backing, and like that side's sticky, and like you're pressing it down so that the actual decal itself sticks to whatever you need it to stick to. They tell you to smooth it over with a credit card to kind of like get that proper seal, but I was in my office, I didn't have a credit card, and I'm lazy. So I worked with what I had, which was scissors and a paintbrush. And I should have honestly went up and got one, because that way I would have stood up and saw that this logo was crooked. I'm testing to see if I can pull it up and if it'll stay. And I noticed right away that one of the C's is jacked up, so that's me trying to fix it. And there we go. And I can tell you immediately, as soon as I finished pulling this off, I didn't like it. I could peel it off, but I'm gonna sit with it for a minute and see if I do end up liking it. It seems slightly crooked to me. I don't know. So that's it. I now have an organizer to hold some of my longer, skinnier makeup tubes that don't fit in the lipstick slot of the organizer. I hope you enjoyed this. If you have any questions, any comments, leave them below, and go ahead and like this and tell me about a project you've done recently. You know, we're in the cantaloupe, so like we got time for projects. Until next time, bye.